All right, so we're going to be working on page 172. We have 4,072 divided by 39. If I think about estimating, I want to do numbers that are easy to compute in my head. So 4,000 is close to 4,072, and 40 is close to 39. Now let's cross off these zeros evenly, and that leaves me with 2 zeros for to be left in my quotient. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And add those 2 zeros back. My answer is going to be close to 200. I grabbed some graph paper just because it's easier to show my work here. 39 is my divisor, and 4,072 is my dividend. 39 cannot go into 4, but it can go into 40 one time. I multiplied, and now I'm going to subtract. Bring down. I'll subtract, then bring down. This is where sometimes it gets tricky. 39 cannot go into 17. So I need to put a 0 on top of that 7. And now I'm going to bring down my 2. 39 times what is close to 172? Well, if I think about this as 40, 40 times 5 is 200. So that would be too much. Let's go down one. 40 times 4 is 160. So what would be 39 multiplied by 4? $156. Now we just need to make sure that when we subtract this, that we actually get a remainder that's smaller than our divisor. 16 is left over, and that's smaller than my divisor. So my answer would be 104. And I'll report my remainder as a fraction, and 16/39. Round each amount to the nearest dollar. So the nearest dollar is the ones place. So what's in the ones place with this 4? Sorry, here's a 4. And the 9 makes the 4 become a 5. So it would just be $5. Now let's look here. We have $27.25. The 2 is behind the 1. The 2 makes the 7 stay the same. And that 2 also stays the same in the tens place. So we have $27. Now I have $119.53. My 9 is in the ones place, a 5 in the tens place. Well, that 5 tells the 9 to soar. So the 9 needs to change, and that would change to the next number, which would cause a kind of chain reaction here. So that's going to become a 0, and then this 1 will become a 2. So $120. Write the value of each digit in the number 4,327 and 519 thousandths. So what is the value? Well, the 4 is in the thousands place, so it's worth 4,000. The 3 is in the hundreds place, 300. 2 in the tens place, 200. 7 in the ones place, just worth 7. Now 5 in the tens place would be decimal 5. 1 in the hundreds place, decimal 0.1. And then the thousands place, decimal 0.009. Destiny is making 2 casseroles. One recipe uses 3/4 of a pound of mushrooms. The other uses 1/10 pounds of mushrooms. How many mushrooms does she need? Well, what kind of problem is this? It's addition. So we're going to take these fractions. 3/4 plus 1/10 equals M for mushroom, P for pounds, whatever you wanted to do. Let's take a look here first. We don't have any common denominators. So our first step is list the multiples. So 4 and 10. Go ahead and do that. Make sure you're counting all the way by 4s. If you get stuck, use your multiplication chart and count by 10s. And the smallest one is the one that we'll use. Now I need 3/4 with an equivalent fraction times something is 20. 4 times 5 is 20. What you do to the denominator, you do to the numerator. Okay. And then I have 1/10 times something gives you a denominator of 20. 10 times 2 is 20. What you do to the denominator, you do to the numerator. And now we need to substitute and solve. And solving here would be addition. So 3/4 is the same as 15/20. And 1/10 is the same as 2/20. And so we'll substitute and then solve. Denominator stays the same. 15 plus 2 is 17. And the denominator stays the same. So we have 17/20. Okay. Now illustrate your solution to problem 1 with an area model. The area is our dividend. That's our amount of stuff. That would be that 4,072. Our divisor is our groups, that 39. And our quotient is that 104 and 16/39. So it's important we wrote the remainder as a fraction because we couldn't have just written r there.